a bit in the race here. That'd be good. I would believe that this is the race. Let's see here who can get a hold shot. Anderson is definitely hanging it back. They're trying to get him. Anderson jumps the gate. So definitely first into the first down here. Clear hold shot for Linus Anderson from Team Sweden, followed by number 10. Oh, rip, everyone dies in first down. Number 10 will be Reed Young and Steve Fjellberg stuck in here. Number 47, we have a lot of fast guys stuck here. So oh, rip everyone really. Oh, this is a disaster, but let's see. We have Fredrik van Ekkehoven from Team Belgium up and leads. So Fredrik van Ekkehoven, the old guy here, not that old but at least been around for a very long time, up leading this stuff here. And he is followed by number 2, that should be Connor Holiak. Holiak overtakes the leader. Prefers the outside line. We have number 4, the be Bennett Kravich, and number 23, that's still Fredrik Angel, but Steen Elster for Team Netherlands just fortunately flips the bike over. Hunter Root got passed. We have Fred Header also getting passed, and that is Team UK and Team USA. Yannick Müller for Team Germany. And Linus Anderson, so the guy who got a hold shot is back here. Let's see, he's 7th place. Linus position matching number here, but definitely not where he wants to be, especially grabbing the hold shot. But Max Bogues for Austria or Australia. So Austria and Australia is the same. That's yeah. So Australia for Max Bogues with Steen Elster of Netherlands, back up going. Luca Cavallo, first Italian guy in the field. Brady Stanley for Australia, I would believe. Tim Friedrich for the Team Germany. Reed Young, Alexander Gibaud for Team France, got a pass by Dennis Fjellberg. So Fjellberg definitely want to make up for that bad start where he got hung up on a bunch of guys that crashed. So Fjellberg probably on a mission right now just to grab some points here. But let's get back up to the front and see Connor Holiak still leading the way. And we have Fredrik van Ekkehoven still 2nd place there, impressive. I mean, he's not been racing that much lately. He raced a few Supercross rounds, a bit of Nationals, but still not racing a very long time and just grabs the spot for Team Belgium in the 250 division. That's great. He actually beat out Michael Brichendik for that spot. Michael came 3rd or 4th, I believe, in the 250 division in the MXGP. Bennett Kravich here. Guy that's really been improving through the year, looking really solid in that French gear, having the French flag, blue, white, red on the gear, followed by Hunter Root, and Hunter Root's just playing a game of patience. It feels like Hunter definitely looks like he has the speed, but both him and Bennett here are caught up on Fredrik, but Root to the inside, neither of them able to make anything happen, and both Root and Fredrik watches here. Let's see, that's Fred Header and Linus Anderson getting around them. We also have Yannick Müller. Fredrik's back up and running, and I believe Hunter is as well. So they dropped down a bunch of positions here. So Fred Header trying to set sail for the Frenchman of Bennett Kravich. Fred Header first, British guy in the field. So Holiak here, looking really solid. Pulling away a nice lead here. So we are 5 minutes roughly into the race here. I believe I should maybe turn off chat. At least make it 2. So let's minimize a bit of that text going there. So Holiak still impressive lead, but Bennett Kravich under a lot of pressure from Fred Header here. Fred, I believe, was the guy I told you that had problems with seeing the track. I hope he really got that figured out. It looks so. Almost wheeling over there. Hunter Root now made his way up to 4th here, followed by Fredrik van Eekhoven and Linus Andersson. Then we have Yannick Muller. So definitely a bunch of fast guys up here, and I gotta say the most impressive rider, or the ride I've seen here so far, is Fredrik van Eekhoven. I did not expect him to be this fast, but he's obviously fired up here in hope of keeping Belgium in a top position. Reid Young battling with Dennis Fjellberg. There we battle for 8th. So the Norwegian battling with the Canadian. Also, again, I apologize if I didn't download someone's skins. I try to prioritize those who were the top contenders and those who were having small packs. I found someone that had a 200 megabyte pack for 3 bikes, 3 helmets, 3 wheels, and 3 set of clothing, and that's a bit much, I think, especially with me having low internet speeds these days. Yep, just let me know when and if you can get in here. Morago, Scott Sterling here, sweet. I'll definitely take a bunch of those autographs. So Fjellberg going to work on Van Eekhoven here. I believe that would be the pass for 7th if you can make it stick. Let's see if Dennis can utilize the outside, not able to make that happen. I believe the servers are fine now. It hasn't been any complaints so far from what I've seen. So Fjellberg nicely shuts Fredrik off at the inside. And Linus a bit on his own here, trying to catch up to Yannick Muller. And Hunter trying to catch Beanut and Bino Kravitz and Fred Hitter here. And I gotta say, really good battle. These two have been going at it here for a bit. Still, 2nd and 3rd. Fred Hitter having the British flag on his back. Looking good. Actually, that's a number. I thought it was the whole flag, but it's number 46 within a flag. But Hunter Root making up time as we speak. That was probably the fastest I've ever seen someone take a turn ever. Rut. So Hunter Root definitely on a mission here to get into the lead and beat his teammate Holiak, or at least get a 1-2 for Team USA. Let's see, Root nice and smooth, not taking any chances here. Let's see Hunter to the outside. See if he can carry more speed over the wall jump. Seems like Fred lands a bit better, gets to drive. Root not able to make up too much ground. And as we say that, like, we have to notice that Bino Kravitz seems like he's pulled away just a bike lane for 2, having a little bit of gap on Fred Hitter. That's under heavy pressure from Hunter Root, and I can just say myself, I'm so happy I don't have to be under pressure from Hunter Root, because I would fall in a, I don't know, probably in a minute or second. And if anyone wants cameras, I did post a link to working ones in the thread. Not sure, I think it's quite early in the thread. Seems like both of these guys is up to pace and caught Beanut Kravitz here. Maybe Beanut made a mistake because Fred's all over Beanut as we speak here. Let's just check in with Holiak. Still in the lead with 5 seconds lead on that 250. Holiak representing the 254 strokes here. The other guys in the top 5 here, I would believe, is all on 4 or 450s. Then with Fjellberg gonna run a few guys, and Linus Andersson dropping the anchor early on in this race. Unfortunate there for Team Sweden. That is Fred Hitter down on the ground, Yannick Muller getting by him. So Hunter Root is now going to try and put pressure on the Frenchman, Bino Kravitz here, and Bino makes a mistake all by himself. So Hunter Root and Colin Holiak is currently 1st and 2nd place. Also, I wonder if the scoring is... Do you score points per class, or do you score points just wherever you finish in the field? Let's see here. USA first and second place. Team Germany now up to third here. Or Yannick Muller at least. Fred Header fourth. Recovered from mistake quite nicely. Beanut Crouch fifth. So Beanut definitely not having the best here. Lost 3 positions. Followed by Dennis Fjallberg. I mean, Fjallberg, we know he's gonna put them on a charge. Yeah, so basically, yeah, it doesn't matter. Scoring is not separate them from 250 and 450. That's nice to know. Dennis Fjallberg just working his way around Beanut here, not wasting any time. I mean, he's definitely wanting to get up to the top, as he's one of the top contenders for this class. Or I mean, for the whole event even. Reed Young down on the ground, Linus Anderson here. So Freddie Van Eekhoven now down to 9th place, still in the top 10, but being pressured by number 19. That's Brady Stanley out of Australia. Stanley is nicely working his way around the outside here. A still impressive ride. I mean, Freddie, just as I say so, but he's one of the first 250 riders here. So Freddie definitely showing where the pace should be for the 250 guys. Alexander Giwald from Team France. Also have Team Friedrich here, and the second German rider. I wish I would have someone that could tell me the scores, just sit right next to me. But I believe Germany is a good place to maybe be third place. I believe France would maybe edge them out. Actually, I think France would have been third, and Germany second as it stands. Jonathan Olsson, second Swedish rider, 13th place. Thanks, Callum. Luca Calavero for Team Italy, looking really good on that setup, I must say. Conrad Lins for UK, Great Britain. Not having a race, he wants a 15th place. I'm sure there's going to be a debate in the UK trailer after the race here. If Conor doesn't really make up that much ground, because Conor's expected to be up front for sure. No questions asked. Marco Nes for Feitosa from Brazil. Egert Velson, Stephanie Guido, Lars Basso from Norway, so that's Dennis Fjallberg's teammate. Rino Rosing from Estonia, Max Bogues, Reader Gasser from Switzerland, Alex Vasses from Spain, Stijn Aldershov from Netherlands, Logan T from Belgium, and we have Di Pietro from Italy, Jacob Hunger, Danila Shugano, Logan Higney, Dominic Solnier, so that's Canada, Francisco de la Paz, Max Prokop, Jake Oliver, Mick Brandenhorst, Tony Rubio, Robert Bengtsson, and that's about everyone I believe. At least when I get one through the entire field here. So Hunter Root now up to lead. I actually didn't realize that, but number 1 and 2, first and second. So USA currently at 3 points, I would guess. Just I'm right here, if a team goes 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, the lowest score would be 7, since you would have to drop a 2, and then you would have 3 firsts and 2 seconds, so basically 3 plus 4, and that would be 7, so that's the lowest you can get, right? But Hunter Root way up in the ladders here. That is number 32 of Danila Shaganov from Russia. Nicely letting him by. So we have Fjallberg here, make his way around an Italian rider, I would believe. Looks like the Italy bikes. So Fjallberg up to 3rd place. And I gotta say, he's not that far off the Americans either, so Fjallberg definitely want to represent Team Norway and make them look good here. So Fjellberg way up here. And let's look at lap times here. Fjellberg has had 2 1:57s, the fastest and his last. We have Conor Holiak with the last lap of 2:05, that might explain why he lost the lead. Hunter Wood with the fastest of 1:57.7 and 1:58.9 as last. So if it continues like this, Fjellberg might have a fair shot at the lead. We're only halfway in here, with 50 minutes to go before the 2-lap board comes out. So Fjellberg definitely putting on a charge there, going as fast as he possibly can. Yannick Müller putting on a good charge as well for Team Germany, also down in the 1:59, 1:58s. It's actually a 30 minutes race here, plus 2 laps. Hardcore Jumper asks in chat. Brini Kravitz from France. Top 5 here, so France. France first rider in 5th place. Then we have Fred Hedder from UK and Reid Young from Canada, 7th. Linus Anderson, 8th. Brady Stanley from Australia, 9th. And Alexander Gibaud, 10th. So that would be giving France at least 15 points. Conor Lins. Conor Lins is 11th, so he's made his way 4 positions up since we last looked at him. Jonathan Olson, I believe he has worked his way up maybe a spot or 2 as well, battling through with Fredrik van Ekkehoven. Got the positions locked in on stat. Yeah, the Connect pack was one of the biggest ones, and my internet is really slow. And I didn't really know how many teams that were going to use it. And I did see it labeled as an off-season pack, and I would really prefer not having to download the off-season stuff, as my internet is really slow and I don't have unlimited data, so that was just a priority with the smallest packages first, basically. Hunter Wood still in the lead, opening up a gap on Conor Holiak, but Holiak's way under pressure from Fjellberg here. So Holiak came out really strong in the late rounds of the 2016 A-Main National season. I remember him just being up there each and every moto when I streamed the last few rounds. So Holiak under heavy pressure here from the reigning MX2 World Champion. Holiak just launching, and that seems so sketchy. One slight mistake and you're definitely going to go off the bike. Let's see, Hunter Wood still not improving his lap time really. Both him and Dennis in the 1:57s as fastest. Only difference is that Dennis seems to be pulling out 1:57s each and every lap. 1:56.8 from Fjellberg, and I believe there's room for actually improving, as he seemed like he made a mistake here in the later parts of his lap. But Holiak 1:58.1, so Holiak stepping up the pace as well here. So Dennis definitely want to put his countering contention to grab the good overall finish here. I believe we have Andreas Bergström for the Team Norway in the MX Open spot coming up later. Ruud down to the 1:56 as well, so Ruud stepping out the pace as Dennis does. So the whole top 3 are definitely stepping out the pace the last lap, as everyone set fastest lap time of the race. Ruud now with the fastest lap time I would believe of anyone. Fjellberg still fading back a bit. That's Tim Friedrich, number 22. No, that's Logan Tuchekyu. My bad. Mixed up Germany and Belgium. So that's Logan Tuchekyu. Hope I pronounced that somewhat right. Yannick Müller for Team Germany. Brini Kravitz, Team France, followed by Fred Hedder. So these guys still going at it. So both Brini and Fred here going at it again. And this time it's for 5th and 6th instead of 2nd and 3rd. as it was early in the race when both of them made mistakes about at the same time. Linus Anderson now up to 7th again, so Linus Anderson's making up a little bit of time he lost. And that's Yannick Müller down there, so that's one more spot definitely, or possibly for Linus here. Picking up one more spot from Team Sweden. Look at lap times here. We have Yannick Müller with the fastest of 1:57. The last lap time of a 2:20, so the last lap was terrible for Yannick. I doubt this will be much better as he's already gone down once at least. And Linus has 1:59 as his fastest and 1 or 2:02 as best. And I believe we saw Yannick going down. Not sure if that number 17 lapper played in. That would be Lars Henriksen. Maybe. Or Lars Basso, not really sure which name it is. And there's Reed Young from Canada, not far back from Yannick. Thanks Mara for tuning in, definitely a pleasure to have you in the stream. See you at sometime, and Yannick Müller makes a mistake, and that's going to leave the door open for both Reed Young and Brady Stanley to take positions, losing their positions to both Canada and Australia here. So Yannick not... Oh, Yannick with a... Oh, so close. Brady got onto the nicest drift here. But unfortunately, Brady drew the short end of the stick there. And... and he was going to the ground. So Müller definitely seemingly a bit pissed there as he can't really... Or can't make up ground. He can make up ground, but he made a few mistakes and definitely seemed like he's a bit... Oh, and more mistakes keeps coming from Müller here. Already 2:16 last lap time. He should just have to refocus and calm down a bit here, and he'll definitely have a good finish. Thanks Moto for hosting me, appreciate that. Connor Lynch 10th place, picking up yet another spot. 1:58.8, so super fast lap time here for a 250 rider. Root leading in front of Fjellberg. Holiak not that far off of Fjellberg here, so Team USA currently looking at a 1-3 finish. Fred Herro now gonna round Brynut Kravich for the 4th spot. Linus Anderson 6th as Yannick Müller has dropped down a bit. Reed Young now trying to make up ground with Brady Stanley closely behind, and Yannick Müller once again trying to follow the footsteps of Brady Stanley here. Connor Lynch, Alexander Griwald, Team France, Jonathan Olsson for Sweden, trying to get around an Italian rider I believe. Number 38 moving nicely, that's Andrea Di Pietro. Oh, so close for Olsson there, could have saved it, unfortunately didn't. Tim Friedrich, the second German rider. Fredrik van Ekkehoven, unfortunately dropping back quite a bit now. Not up near the top as he was earlier. Marcondes Feitosa, Stephanie Guida for Switzerland. I gotta say, this is a rider I really expected to be up top here. Guida's been on fire lately and been improving a lot. So I would expect him to move up at least a few spots here before it's over. Egert Velson, perhaps so too. Egert's quite fast. Maybe not the fastest or most consistent, but he's definitely a pro rider, worth to be noticed. Luca Calavaro, Logan T, Max Boaks, Logan Heagney. So an Oceania battle going on here between New Zealand and Australia. Steen Alshoff, Rino Rosin, Daniela Shogunov, Alex Bustos, Rita Gasser, second Swiss rider. Lars Basso from Norway, so Norway is currently looking at a 2:27. Not where they want to be, unfortunately. Francisco de la Paz, Max Prokhorov, Andrea Di Pietro, Dominic Solnier, Mick Brannerhorst, Joao Oliveira, Tony Rubio, and that's all the riders racing at the moment. So Hunter Root in the lead, Connor Holiak second place, Fjellberg first, so Holiak now grabbing the second place here. Fjellberg has about 5 minutes plus 2 laps to go here to regain the second place. Number 35 eventually moving here. That's João Oliveira riding for Portugal. Fred Header in front of Bino Kravic. So these two guys have been following each other all moto long. Linus Anderson still 6th place. 159.3. That's number 13 of Steen Elshoff, I believe, taking the spot for Ruben. See here, I'm sorry if I'm a bit off here, I'm just trying to look at a few things. Also, thanks to Starter Systems for hosting, I didn't realize. I didn't get it in chat, sorry. See, Janik still up to 7th, so Janik probably made up a few positions as he battled with Brady Stanley and Reed Young, I remember. Conor Lynch up to 9th, Reed Young down to 10th. Fjellberg still trying to catch Holiak. Top 3 running 150 times. Incredibly fast, I gotta say. Yannick Muller leaping down the hill. Brady Stanley quite a bit off. Conor Lynch, Reed Young. So most riders here seems to be spread out. Alexander Gibbard, Jonathan Olsson, Tim Friedrich, Marcondes, Feitosa. Fredrik van Eekhoven battling with Guido here, so let's see if Guido can get around Fredrik. So a bit of the pace here of the fastest 250 riders is they are on the 158s. These guys are on 206 and 204. So Guido just has a slight edge here on Fredrik in speed. I would believe that within a lap Guido has made a pass if he can just get back onto the back of Fredrik here. But Fredrik's doing a great job here fending off Stefan. And it looks like Guido has perhaps the pass made. Oh, jumps a bit short, not able to get the drive he wants to. Scrubbing nicely, getting the drive. It's a drag race, but it looks like Stefan Guido makes the pass on Fredrik van Eekhoven here, and it's for 15th, so I mean, it could be vital points in the end. Let's see if... Oh, that was Tim Friedrich nicely. 26, that's Friedrich. Yep, it is. Nicely getting route by Holiak. Not having to deal with Fjellberg yet, so nice for Holiak at least. Fred Header's pulling up a big gap actually on Bino Kravic here, but Linus Anderson looking at that speed he has carries downhill. Anderson just on fire here. As they run, thanks Callum for the update, USA with 3 points. Great Britain, second with 13 points, France third with 16 points, fourth is Sweden with 18 points, and Germany fifth with 20 points. And just looking through, really, it seems to make sense as well, it seems to add up. So USA with a clear lead here, but other than that it's relatively close, 7 points separating second, third and fourth and fifth. So definitely setting up for a great battle here in the later stages of this event. Oh, both guys. And one more. Oh, it's too bad for Connor there. Elchov just not able to break. Check out. So I believe Reed Young is going to try and catch Connor. Fjellberg definitely inching up on Holiak here. Not that far off, I bet it's, yep, 3.9 seconds. Let's see, Holiak with a 1:58.1 as the lap time, that's super fast with a 2:15. Fjellberg 1:56.8 with the 4:50. Making up a few seconds that lap, and that is Leiper trying his best to get his way out of the way of Dennis. Makes it quite nicely as well, almost collecting him, but stays out of the way, that's the most important thing. That's number 43. I believe that's Marcondes de Fiosa. I might have gotten that wrong. As I believe that's might have been another rider. But Root with the big leader, 20 seconds lead for Hunter Root. Holiak second, Fjellberg bit behind here. Got around Fredrik van Eekhoven. Fred Herrer and Linus Anderson getting around Binut Kravitz. Linus Anderson up to 5th place. So finally top 5 for Linus here, as he had a great start coming into there, going the whole shot, jumping the gate, everything. Unfortunately dying in the first turn, so not having the race he potentially could have had. See if it's 1:59, 2. Not that much improvement in his lap time, still a few seconds off of the pace of the fastest guys here, but still a solid pace, keeping solid laps. Binut Kravitz as well, doing great for Team France here, keeping them in the battle. And he's been running solid laps as well, and been a bit up and down here along with Fred Herrer, but other than that it's looked really solid for him. Danik Muller now is still 7th. Trying to do his best as he can for Team Germany. Conrad Linz 8th, so Linz at least up a few spots here, slowly working his way up to the top. Let's see, we have Fred in 4th, I believe. We have Connor in 8th, so that gives Great Britain 12 points. So Great Britain definitely in a good place here, with only 12 points from the first moto. Brady Stanley, Reed Young, Gilbert, the second French rider, trying to battle with Jonathan Olsen here, second Swedish rider. Both guys on 2:54 strokes. And we have 32 minutes, 33 minutes, so that would probably leave us with 1 lap to go next time Hunter Root comes around. Connor's brother in chat here is saying that he came from 26th to 8th. That's probably right, since it was very far back in the beginning. That's Connor Linz, that with the big making up a lot of positions. So instead of dropping the acro as a lot of people does, Connor definitely hit the turbo boost button and made his way up. But Jonathan Olsen all over the Annex and agree about this, speaking almost going down the same spot again as he did a few laps ago. Legs off, not able to get the bike as he wants to, as he slightly went sideways over there, not being able to control the bike as he wanted to or could. So getting reset sort of, Team Friedrich for Germany. Fjellberg now up to 2nd place, too bad I missed that, but it seems like with the gap he has, Connor has probably made one or several mistakes. Also kind of think someone could just let me know if the sound is good, that would be great. Especially when I'm on board here, since the sound is a bit higher. So last lap here, Hunter Root is most likely going to take the victory for Team USA. Fjellberg 2nd place and Holiak 3rd. Want to see what Holiak pulls out for a lap time. 2:22 is definitely going down probably 2 times. Fred Header for Great Britain. Thanks guys, chat. Linus Anderson still 5th place. Linus Anderson top 5 here after having the rough start after grabbing the whole shot. Vinny Kravitz still solid in 2nd place, and Yannick Muller not able to make up too much ground on Vinny, as I believe he was quite close to him earlier on. Yeah, Fred Wright's great. I mean, you gotta be happy with 4th, especially considering who you got in front of him. And Connor Lins, is that? Nope, that's still 8th. And Yannick Muller's down, so this is going to leave the place to Connor Lins. Muller almost with the unsafe track re-entry there. So Muller not able to catch a break here. So Muller, that gives Connor 7th, and if Fred still has 4th, there'll be 11 points for Team UK. And Giva's almost up to the back of Reed Young here. But Connor Lins sort of missed the finish here. I'm terrible at finishes. But Connor Lins with a nice whip over the finish line, grabbing the victory. Fjellberg up to 2nd place. I don't see any way that Holjak's going to catch on up to him here. Oh, Fjellberg sliding out. I mean, Holjak's not going to get past him, assuming Fjellberg just gets up here. Fjellberg gets in the same place, but I mean, one of those things could definitely be a thing for Cats. It's only 5 seconds now instead of probably around 15. Fred Header having Fred van Ekhoven behind him, so Fred's going to come in 4th. Linus Anderson actually really closing in, I believe. 5th. Vinny Kravitz 6th. And Connor Lins is far back in 7th. Sorry for that, but I do want to have the demos, so if there's any protests and stuff, we can review them. So Connor Lins, 7th place, Yannick Muller 8th. Brady Stanley 9th, and he's the last guy not to get lapped. So 9 riders went unlapped here for Hunter Root. Following we have Reed Young, Alexander Giba, Tim Friedrich, Jonathan Olsen. No, actually let's wait for Cats here. We have 20th place Reno Rosin. So Cats are in. Actually Dennis Fjellberg is going to get penalized with 7 seconds, and that crash in the end actually cost him the 2nd place, and Fjellberg dropping down to 3rd. Holjak 2nd place, so US going 1-2 with Cats here. Linus Anderson in 5th, Fred Header in 4th, Vinny Kravitz, Connor Lins, Yannick Muller, Brady Stanley, Reed Young, Alexander Gribard. Actually dropping down, Jonathan Olsen moving up 1. Stephanie Guido, Fred van Ekhoven, Egert Waldson, Makodes Freighthose going down 1, Logan Tjeki going up 1, Luca Cavallero, Reno Rosin, and a restart. But that was roughly the top 20, I believe. I'm really sorry if it drops frames now, and apparently I am going to ride here. That's making me not do that. Yep, going to get the whole shot. Okay, so let's see. We are... Linus Anderson is credited with the whole shot at least. That's cool. But let's get some scores up here. That's what we wanna do. I'm sorry if I'm going to be a bit off here, but I'm gonna try put in the scores. MXGP, that would be Hunter Root with his first. France. I'm actually going to mute myself here for just a minute. Um, while I do this, Cullen says he has it. Uh, so I'm just going to keep doing it just for a bit here.
How goes it, Mr. Storkin?
Hello to you too. Yeah, well, it's going good. I mean, it was a lot of good racing, so I'm definitely happy, and it was not that spread out at the end even, so actually better to watch more or less all the time.
Yeah, it was very interesting to see that Holiak got out with the lead on the 250. So Root had to come through the pack there, but he still made it look pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, it was very impressive to see.
The scores that I have, though, are USA's on 3, UK on 11, France on 17, Sweden on 18, Germany on 20, Norway 29, Australia 31, Belgium 33, Estonia 36, and Switzerland in the top 10 on 38.
Oh, yep. I'm just going to tell my dogs to be a bit more quiet, and I will be back.
That's fine.
So I'm back here. And hopefully my dogs are a bit more quiet and won't disturb us too much.
So I just posted in the chat the scores that I have at the moment.
Yep, that's perfect. I can't see the chat, but
That's okay.
I'm pretty sure it's correct.
Yeah, I will keep that updated live as I can in the next races as well.
Yep, I'm making a spreadsheet, just so I can have some sort of track of what I'm doing. I'm the most terrible multitasker ever. That's very me.
It's a little bit interesting to note right now that obviously with a drop score after one race, there's a lot of people that are still pretty close.
Yep.
Norway, if they can drop Basso's 26th, then Fjellberg finishing third really helped them out. And Great Britain obviously had 2 solid scores, but they're also in the mix there after Fred got fourth.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, as if we just look at the scores we have right now, that is USA in a clear lead with a few countries at least quite closely behind. So, wait, what is these huge numbers? 32, 113, what?
Huh? No, that's it
Oh.
says 1 USA 3 points, 2 Great Britain 11, France
Oh.
in third on 17. Yeah, it looks a little weird in chat. I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I tried to do it drop down style, but it didn't work.
Yeah, that's terrible sometimes, chat and stuff. That's the least you can say about it. So let's see, do a Switzerland. So Guido got up to 14th eventually, it looks here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. These scores are kind of all over the board. Some countries really ailing with soft spot riders, it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely. Let's see, we have open here. We have Tyson, Duran Marot. I mean, there's a few fast guys in here, I believe. MXGP was a bit more stacked, but definitely a lot of fast guys in here as well. Should be a warm-up lap here. Let's see what Tyson can do here, at least in a warm-up lap.
Yeah. Well, Team USA, I think, is going to have this all day. If Holiak keeps getting starts like he did in the first moto. It's just too hard for some of these 250F guys to get good starts against the 450s, but Holiak's doing it somehow.
I mean, if you can just more or less stay up and not fall. I'm not sure if you saw the first start, but I mean, it was 2 pileups, one in the first turn and one in the second. So if you can just avoid that, you're pretty
Right.
good. At least if
Yeah, well, unfortunately for Great Britain's sake, Linz was involved in those 2 pileups, and it put him way back. He was as far down as 26th, 27th, I believe. Ended up 7th in the end, but if he can start up front with Holiak, I think he could run with him.
they seem to be about the similar pace, with
Right.
probably Connor making a few more mistakes from time to time.
Well, Great Britain definitely is going to be the team that's going to hang in there the best with the USA today, I think.
Yep, I think so too. If Sweden could only gotten Matthias Lidman instead of Jacob Holgersson, I believe we would have had a better chance. And I'm not saying that because Jacob is slow, but I'm not that familiar with Jacob. But I know Matthias is probably top 3 in Sweden at the moment.
Right.
I'm gonna see who Germany might have in here. Germany
I think
is,
they have Yannick Blum in their open division.
he's pretty fast. If he can just keep it on 2 wheels, I believe he can be in the top 15 at least, top 10 perhaps.
Well, I had a good ride out of Tim Friedrichs from the MX2 bike in that first race. He ended up 13th, so if he could put in another ride, maybe get a top 10. If they could drop that 13, definitely podium contenders today.
Yep. I think Tim was amateur, at least for Supercross this year, so he's definitely been developing some serious talent here, been moving up to pros lately.
Oh man, I'm excited. I love these races. There's always so much drama and interesting things going on. And you have teams that I feel like you wouldn't expect to see up there sometimes competing.
Yeah. And we also get to see a bunch of riders we usually aren't seeing. I mean, I barely, close to never ever see Brazil and Mexican riders, for example.
Oh yeah, I would definitely agree there. I'm actually surprised at the Brazilian team that's here. You think of names like Eduardo Simões or Kiwan Fuela that come to the front of Brazilia's top riders, but I mean, Feitosa was pretty good in that first race, ended up 14th, I believe. So
Yeah.
not doing too bad.
I even think he's an amateur rider, if I'm not terribly mistaken.
Yeah, well, that's another thing is that there's no restrictions for this, so we do see some of those amateur guys kind of making their debut, if you will, against the pros out here.
Yeah.
Some of them doing really well, so it's exciting.
So the restart is going here. Do you have anyone we want to spectate off of the start here?
Ooh, I don't know. I'd kind of like to see what Linz can do. If Linz can get a good start here on the 250 this time, maybe if there's some struggles for Holiak out of the gate, could sway the way of Great Britain here pretty quickly with a bad moto out of Holiak, maybe a not so strong one out of Tyson. They really were on top of it that first one. This could all change it right here.
And Matt Agate is going to be their fourth or third American UK rider here. So Connor Lynch to the inside, hanging off to that rear. Holiak with a terrible start.
Yeah, Lynn's got a pretty good jump.
Actually might end up with a whole shot here. That is Antonio Garcia, the amateur Supercross champion from this year. In the
Lynn's in third, Fresquez right with him.
So Tyson doing definitely what he needs to do here. And Garcia unfortunately slides out. And that's Jacob Holgersson, the Swede I was a bit unsure about. He's up to third here. Right behind Linz and Fresquez, and it looks like Fresquez moved up to first place already.
Yeah, I think judging by Fresquez's speed in the Americas qualifier, he's not as fast as Root was for sure. So this could be a good battle between him and Linz. Linz was very, very fast in that opening moto coming through the field.
It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, the top three is just so close. And 4th place is Andrew Santos for Portugal, close to it as well. And then it's a bit gap to the Russian rider of Sergei Kurashev, Jacob Hunger from New Zealand, Alexander Gribaud again here, Antonio Garcia, Guido, Alema Formentau. Sorry.
Just a quick update on Holiak. He was in 11th and then he went down. He's way back in 20th place right now. Kind of stuck behind a few of the what you consider the back markers in this event.
I just gotta cut you off there. Lynz unfortunately got together with some rider and collected both Jacob Holgersson and I believe that was Andrew Santos. So Lynz has to work his way up to the front once again here.
Oh man, and Fresquez already with a 7-second lead at the front.
That just made it a bit easier on Connor here. Sergei Kurashev got to go with it with number 36 of Andrew Santos. The Santos dropping even further down, unfortunately. Let's see, Tyson now with a big lead here, having 8 seconds already off of the first lap. Jacob Hunger from New Zealand, 2nd place, followed by Alexander Gribaud from Team France and Guido for Team Switzerland. So Guido definitely with a better start this time around. Antonio Garcia, number 30, trying to make something happen, going to get passed by Connor Lynz instead. Actually going to get the spot back and almost take Lynz down. Jacob Holgersson trying to get some room as well, followed by number 6 of Doran Marot. Doran Marot, I believe, was the runner-up in the MXGP series.
Man, Fresquez is gone, but the good news for France is Alexander Gabot has moved up into the 2nd spot. He's on the MX2 bike, so with him and Moreau both up front, it's going to be good for France to maybe get a drop score from that first race out of Gabot.
Can hope so for him. I mean, this looks really, really promising for France. And, I was to say, so Gabot's off on the side of the track.
Yeah.
Let's see where Jacob Holgersson trying to get around number 56 of Stephanie Guido and got around number 30 for Antonio Garcia.
And look at that action right there going on for anywhere back from about 3rd to 8th place. They're just in a train right now.
With 2nd actually really close as well.
Yeah.
So Lynz almost making the pass in 2nd place. Lynz have to watch out. Oh, actually making the pass happen here. Not getting too good of a drop.
Oh, Moreau over the bars on the turning tabletop. Just as we're speaking about France doing well, they both go down.
Let's see where we can find. Holiak is in 18th.
Yeah, still buried.
Jonathan Olsen 17th. Let's see here.
Oh, Olsen into the back of Chuganov.
That is the 2nd or 3rd time I've seen him go off in that jump, so he definitely needs to figure that one out.
Oh man, and Holiak got a 2-for-1 there as he got Chuganov on the scrub single. Now he's going after Sergei Kurashev.
Yep. Kurashev, another amateur rider here, just got his pro license, I believe, this week maybe.
Yeah, Russia needs a turnaround moto. Both of their guys finished outside of the top 20 in that first race, so
Russia had
running strong 14th and 16th.
Yeah, 27th, 28th in the first moto. Did not set him up very well for the 2nd and 3rd moto here, unfortunately. Holiak struggling with making his way around. Andrea Di Pietro finally getting the move made.
Oh, we got a 3-rider pileup on the uphill embankment. That was a battle for 5th between Moreau, Santos, and Gabot, and they all went down.
Oh, Gabot.
Now Gabot gets together with Hunger.
There was some Ty Smith going down as well for Team Canada, and Team Canada could really use another great finish as Saulnier didn't finish too good in the first moto. Moreau down again.
And unfortunately for everybody else, all this shenanigans is really helping Holiak kind of catch up and get into the mix here. He's already up to 10th.
And Tyson still in the lead with 18 seconds. Conor Lynz now having a 2nd solid place in front of Stephanie Guido with 6 seconds. Antonio Garcia battling with Jacob Holgersson here. Holgersson to the outside. Almost coming together in mid-air. But Jacob Holgersson now up to 4th, I believe. Andrew Santos, 6th, Followed by Dominic
Oh!
Saulnier on mid-air collision.
There's Holiak already in the 6, but he's down on the downhill.
4 off to the side as well here. Those rollers
Yeah.
can be really tricky, especially if you're close to someone. I believe that was France getting blacked, or Brazil getting black flagged.
Ooh, yeah, Alamau Formentau out of the race. But man, one crash for Holiak, 6th to 14th, and he's got Karashev right behind him again. So this is just an absolute freight train of riders going through here.
And that's Gibbard in front of him as well, so France not doing too good either at this point.
They needed those guys to turn it around for sure. And an update on Great Britain, I saw Matt Agate, he's way back in 24th, so with Linz running 2nd.
Marot down, taking Tice.
Max Spokes.
Yeah, that's Spokes.
Few riders.
Top 5, 6, looking pretty solid. So actually Norway has their first ride in 6th place.
Yeah, Bergstrom, good ride so far.
Dominic Saulnier again going to, punting Andrea Di Pietro off of the rut. Oh, all sorts of chaos.
Oh my goodness. And Holiak's down there.
And Saulnier as well. So Saulnier and Holiak cannot catch a break, either one of them. So Clint Martin under pressure of Dora Moreau here. And that is a battle for 10th place as Moreau tries to make his way into it. Sliding out a bit here. Tim Friedrich with a bunch of guys behind him. Sergei Karashev, Fredrik van Eekhoven. Conrad Holiak again here. Let's see if Holiak can stay on the wheels this time. That's Moreau down, unfortunately, at the downhill. That was not Holiak, thankfully, this time.
My goodness, there's just so much chaos going on. Moreau has gone back to 16th, and he's in a just freight train of riders back there as well, including Yannick Bloom, Jonathan Olsen, Rene Rosen.
Oh, Jacob Holgersson going down in 4th place as he tries to catch Antonio Garcia. Or actually, he was in 5th. Henry Sandoz going to be able to make up a lot of ground there. Gibbard as well.
And for all the chaos going on near the back of the pack, the top 5 are just gone. They're all alone at the front.
But I mean, I just looked at the list here, I could see that there was a lot of riders that were mid-pack-ish. So most of the fast guys seem to be in Moto 1 here. So we do have a bit of slower riders, so perhaps not as consistent ones. So that could also be why it's so much chaos, I guess.
Yeah, well, Fresquez is about to catch up to some of that chaos. He is lapping 34th place right now, Zach Lerma.
That might have been Tony Rubio as well.
Yep, Mexico having a tough day. Francisco de la Paz in the first moto did all right, but no good out of Tony Rubio or Zach Lerma.
Conrad Lins having 15 seconds down to Guido and 18 seconds up to Tyson.
It's interesting, after the first race you pointed out that we expected to see Guido running more up front.
Yep.
And here he is in 3rd now on the 250F, so he's really turned it around.
Yeah, Guido able to make that start happen. So
yeah,
great for Team Switzerland, definitely.
Kind of points out how important that start is, especially on a track like this, very tight. A lot of riders saying it's tough to pass.
Yep. And from the MXGP series we had 30 riders riding there as well. So this is, or was that just for amateur? At least we didn't have that big of a turnout, so it's a lot more people on the track as well that we used to have.
Right.
People being a bit upset with Lars here, not able to do as much for Norway as they might want to.
Yeah, Fjellberg in chat. Not too thrilled with Lars either, that's for sure.
Lars down in 28th place. I mean, that's still better than what I would do, but if you're one of the best guys in the game, I can agree. I can see why you want to be winning this as well.
Yeah, and it is fair to say, I think, you know, Norway, Sweden, both of those teams, they have better riders available.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, you don't get every single of your best available riders out here on the track today.
I think Bodden was in the same with Basso, but Bodden just couldn't catch a break, so he wasn't able to move forward. And Bergström, the third Norwegian rider, currently 7th place, so definitely making not scoring too many points this time, which is good. And away Guibard as well for Team France in 8th. Bergström with a tiny mistake. Clint Martin for Australia. Team Friedrich for Germany.
The Holiak just had another fall after the finish. He is 11th. Keeping an eye on Great Britain at the moment, Matt Agate has put in a brilliant ride to get up into 13th. He was as far back as 23rd when I first saw him. And so he's catching Holiak at this point. Could really switch the tides for Great Britain in the score tally after the second race.
If Conor Lynch keeps the second
Lynch
place.
still running second, yeah.
And then we have Moreau
Obviously,
as well.
A little bit of a moot point with Fresquez just kind of running away at the front, but Linz is keeping it pretty close. It's still 10 seconds.
And as we say, so Moreau actually clips the wheel of Matt Agate, and Jonathan also is going to get by. Maxime Van der Beek just on the back of Agate at this point. Moreau just had inside rut or inside line and just decided to take Agate out.
Yeah.
And Olsen died on the outside, unfortunately. So Andrea Di Pietro for Team Italy, 12th place, so great ride here for Andrea.
Home track advantage, maybe?
Maybe.
Like in the Majoran soil?
Can hope so. You don't feel like a sense that you wanna ride, represent USA here, like you did in back in the days?
Oh, I'm not there anymore. The ship has sailed on the speed department, I think.
I mean, considering how great these guys are doing, I can really see so, but I'm sure you would like to be out there ride either way.
Well, it's a great event to be a part of, for sure. It's a shame that we don't see more people, I think, get more excited about it and want to ride it, but still, it's such a unique event. You know, you get the opportunity in a video game to kind of represent your country and see what you can do. It's very, very exciting to be a part of.
It's a unique thing to happen as well.
Exactly.
And I get asked why I didn't download Team Canada's bikes. I'm sorry, but the pack was bigger than other teams, and I sort of had to prioritize the smaller packs first, as those was the ones I had time to download, considering my poor internet connection.
Well, I will say, I downloaded everything that came up in the skins thread, and I don't have Canada's skins, so I'm not too sure what the case is there.
I downloaded Team Germany's only, so I didn't see Yannick Müller, but I saw Team there, so it sucks when people upload things and don't wear them, or just hop teams, or release updates, or whatnot. But
Linz was closing on Tyson. He just went down about 10-15 seconds ago, so Tyson getting away again.
And Holiak up to 6th place, so this would give USA 1-2-1-6 with a drop score of 6 at the moment, so that's going to be interesting to see here. Andreas Bergström for Norway, 5th place, getting pressured by Holiak here, and Holiak getting the drive down the hill. There was someone to the side, but I think that was a lapper. Holiak made a pass as well, quite easily, so Holiak up to 5th now, Garcia's 4th, Guido 3rd, sorry for my coughing, still sick. I'm trying to mute my microphone as much as I can. But Conor Lynch, man, he's doing great, 2:09, that's not what I was supposed to say, but he's 2nd place. Tyson 1st. Deep into lappers. Lapping number 12, that's Ty Smith in 21st place. Holiak pulling away from Andrew Santos now, so Santos must have made his way up a few spots. Clint Martin and Bergström, so Bergström definitely dropping a bit here. Team Friedrich. That's Jacob Holgersson trying to get more places down here. 10th currently. Jonathan Olsson should be around here, I believe. Team Sweden currently 10 and 14. Marot 14, 15. Oh, too wide down the hill. Missing the timing gate as well, that's very unfortunate. Tried to carry a bit too much speed. We are currently about halfway into this moto, with Tyson in lead, Conor Lynn second place, Stefan Guido third, Antonio Garcia, Conor Holiak, Andrew Sandos, Andreas Bergström, Clint Martin, Tim Friedrich, Jacob Holgersson, and Alexander Gribauer, Matt Agate, Maxim Van der Beek, Jonathan Olsson, Dorian Moreau, Sergei Kurashev, Alex Vastas, Yannick Bloomer, 18th, Fred van Eckehoven, Ty Smith, Jose Eduardo, Dominic Saulnier, René Rosin, Max Boaks, Lars Bissot, Jacob Hunger, Danila Choganov, Mike Moyner, Joao Oliveira, Massimo Virdieri. Sorry, it's hard to pronounce some European names. Mick van der Horst, Zach Lerma, Bronson Lutua, Tony Rubio, Vladimir Vravic, and Andrea Di Pietro. Did he disconnect or just lagged out? Not sure, but Carl Sandbammer, Rico Delat, and then Alimo for Mantau being black flag a while back, but Tyson with half a minute lead here, fastest lap time for 1:56, so just as Dennis and Hunter in the first one here, dropping it down to 1:56 as well, is Tyson. Conor Lynn's 1:58, so matching his and Holiak's speed last moto. Guido 2:02 as the fastest lap time, just a tad off the fast pace here. And Holiak in 5th, 1:58 as well, so both him and Conor Lynn's about on the same pace here.
Yeah, just trying to keep track of the scores a little bit here. France is losing out more and more on Great Britain, with Moreau not doing as well as I think he would have hoped.
Yeah, I mean, Team France looked really good coming in there. Moreau being one of the guys I would say could battle for the win here.
I would agree. I'm kind of underwhelmed a little bit today by him. Just seems to keep crashing, gets in these battles and keeps going down.
Yep, sorry for that, just had to add
No problem.
the third broadcasting guy that I hope will speak sometime.
Hello, hello.
And that's Justin Smelly for y'all.
How we doing, boys?
We're doing great, and so
They're
is
doing great.
your
I
country.
like that twang. I like that twang you threw in there, Storkin. That's Justin Smedley for y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
teaching
You're teaching him.
Try to get some of that southern accent in there. But I would believe it seems to be used throughout most of US. At least you all is.
Yep.
But that's the one I got for you.
Like
Yeah, I
Tyson's
don't
running away a little bit here, huh?
I don't think there's any beating USA today. I mean, we've seen Holiak crash 4 or 5 times at this race, and he's still in 4th place. And it's too tough to compete with something like that.
Yeah, I mean, USA's on fire. If just one guy can finish in the top 10, I would claim they will have the win next year. I mean, with both Tyson and Hunter Root, it's almost inevitable that they won't win at this point.
Yeah.
It would take...
Unless something drastic happens. I mean, fingers crossed that nobody lands on Tyson if he
Yeah, I was
rolls
gonna
the finish
say,
here.
someone tell his mechanic to jump the finish line
Yeah.
on the pit board.
So 10 minutes before the 2-lap board comes out there, trying to see if there's a fun battle for us to spectate. Can go with Team Friedrich here, trying to follow Jonathan Olsson, and Olsson actually up to 9th and Holgersson 8th. Team Sweden improving here.
Yeah, Sweden's going to try to get in there and mix it up with France for the podium spot, I think.
Yep.
That'll be the battle to watch.
Probably so.
And when I, you know, I had it on before I came home here on mute, didn't notice Team Sweden getting a lot of airtime. I wonder why that is.
I try to not give them too much at least.
Hey, come on, you're the one doing it. You got to give your boys some airtime.
Yeah, well, I think that they may be deserving of it because they're really going to contend here for a podium today with these two rides.
Yeah. Jacob off the track here, so Jonathan Olsen and Jacob Holgerson are going to switch positions, someone off to the right side.
I know you're looking back in the pack here, but Olyak, his last lap was 6 seconds faster than Stefan Grado in third, so Stefan's got to pick the pace up here. He's going to get caught. And, you know, as I say that, I switch back to Connor, and he's facing the opposite direction in a turn, so.
Yeah, Connor's had a rough moto for where he is on the track. It's interesting that he's been able to persevere through the field like he has.
But Kellen, I know you're keeping track of scoring here. If you would indulge me, I know I missed the end and final tally after Moto 1. What were the second and third place teams at that point?
At the point after the first moto, Great Britain was on 11. I believe France was in third on 18.
Okay.
I'm currently working on updating it as we speak, though.
A good bounce back ride for Lenz here. Yeah, it seemed a bit of a tough go of it the first moto. Oh yeah, and I mentioned Holiak catching third. Well, now he is being caught. Andre Santos is less than a second behind him now. But I'd run in a 2:15 will do, I guess.
Tyson with 36 seconds to Lens. Guido with half a minute up to Lens. Conor Holiak 26 seconds to Guido. And Andrew Sanders 4 seconds to Holiak.
Tyson's about to lap 9th place.
I think there was 9 riders making it all the way through the last moto, so Tyson already had 5 minutes to go, lapping what was lapped up to the last race. Andreas Bergström trying to catch Antonio Garcia here. Jonathan Olsen in 8th, and where is Diego Polkson 12th? So Matt Agnett's finally back up here a bit after having his issues with Merrill earlier on. Agnett's currently 10th, so UK would go 2-10 this one. That's better at least than the last moto they had.
I think when I flipped, when I joined the server, I was flipping through and he was back in 21st, and that was only, I don't know, 5-6 minutes ago or so.
Yep. Let's see how long it takes Magat to move over for Tyson here, as Tyson is closing in behind. I mean, it's not too close, so nothing to worry about yet, but eventually maybe.
I think here's the spot you let him go.
Matt having a not too close or not too far up to Team Friedrich here riding for Germany.
I was going to say 7, 8, 9, 10 are relatively close.
That's Garcia 6 as well. Garcia must have made a mistake or something because Olson is right on his tail. And just as we speak of Garcia, he goes down and collects a few other riders, it seems. That seems
Good job, Storkin.
Matt. What?
Good
You're the
job.
one-
Give him the curse.
You're the one doing the community curse. I'm only screaming. Team getting so close to what Andreas Bergstrom. Team just launching that scrub thing.
That's a very impressive ride for Friedrichs.
Oh,
on the
as he goes
250.
down. He really.
Oh,
That's not a
and
good
he's
way to
riding
get up.
backwards. That's not a good way to do it.
And it looked like Team had a bit of steam going before that as well. Oh, bunch of guys getting together.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating to be Matt back there and guy getting up, going backwards. You run into him, kind of kills your flow a bit.
Yeah, and I mean,
I don't
it's
know.
the same person as well.
Yeah. I don't know what's more frustrating, though, if that's more frustrating or the fact that Tyson's lapping these guys and he's just walking away from them right now, too.
I want to see what Matt's going to do when he tries to get around Timmer, because Tim first tried to kill Bergstrom, I believe, just to ram in the inside of him and then slid out himself, and then he got together with Matt here twice, whereas one was at least Tim's fault. So curious if Matt has anything in him here that you want to get out on Tim.
Well, too, you have to take into account the end of the moto. Matt's arms have to be tired from leaning forward so much. Patented style of Matt Agate.
And ooh, Tim actually getting a bit of karma here, getting taken down by Lapper as he tried to get going very, very fast there. So, is this server lag? Or maybe it was just me. So Matt here now up to
I'm fine.
11th after having a few issues. Jacob Holgersson 10th, Vanderbeek 9th, Antonio Garza 8th, Bergstrom 6th, Olson 7th, no 6th, Bergstrom 8th, 7th, Santos 5th, Holiak 4th, Guido 3rd, Lynn 2nd and Tyson 1st. So 40 seconds now the gap is between Tyson and Conor Lins, and Conor Lins to Guido is 38, and Conor Holiak to Guido is 26.
Tyson is absolutely killing it.
Tyson is actually not that far away from Holiak on the track. Santos in 5th. Olson getting lapped in 6th place. See if Team Sweden is nice lappers. Hope so. Bergstrom, Vanderbeek, Garcia, Holgersson. Four-way battle here for 7th place. Oh, Holgersson just goes down a bit. But Antonio Garcia are going to try and work on Maxime Vanderbeek here. Vanderbeek representing Belgium. There is going to be 2 more laps. 1 more lap, maybe. People complaining about Rico in chat in various ways.
I'm scrolling back. He looks like to be racing the leaders a little bit. But, I mean, he's just killed himself on the side of the track, so at least he can get back on in a decent manner.
We can hope so at least. He served a ban from during Supercross for can't really remember what started all. It was just a weird situation, so he got a few weeks ban. Linz, second place, solid. Guido, Holiak, not changing as well, or as usual. Bergstrom still having his hands full with Jonathan Olsen here, so I think Jonathan Olsen must have made a mistake because Bergstrom was behind him just a moment ago.
Couple guys riding two-stroke, aren't there?
There's a few 125s on the track now at least. I believe Lars Basso for Norway is running a 252 stroke.
Yeah.
Bergström under pressure now from Maxime Van der Beek here instead. So Norway and Belgium going at it. And this is the last lap, so let's see that I don't miss the finish line this time. That's Holiak down, and Sanders is actually going to get past him, so Holiak dropping down to 5th place. But Jonathan Olsen is 6th, is already half a minute behind, so Holiak's not going to have to worry about that probably. Also, Holiak might not maybe go a lap down. Looks like Olsen is back to 7th here, having to deal with both Van der Beek and Bergström. But it's to be their last lap. Let's see. Oh, this time it's Van der Beek that actually makes mistake in that jump. It's been also
Holgersen
all
has
day long.
taken advantage of other guys having a little issues here on this last half of the lap. He's gotten 2 spots from people that have either wrecked on their own or run into a down rider.
Tyson with a nice backflip 360. But let's look at this. It looks like Bergström is going to finish in front of Olsen here and also making a short to the last straight. Going to be 1.4 or 0.141 seconds between them. So that could definitely be cuts for sure.
Yeah.
So Conor going to come in 2nd place here. Guido 3rd and Santos 4th, Holiak 5th probably. Potentially that Holiak and Santos could switch places, but those are really the only ones I see that would do that.
Yeah. So Connor is, I don't know, not 3.6 back of 4th, and 6th place is already finished. So I mean, he can just charge.
Yeah, he's pushing.
Oh, that's a nice little line there.
Guido seems to have lost a bit of gap here. Bunch of Dino Riders here as well.
Ooh, this could be a problem for Santos.
Oh.
He's trying to get around. Oh, Holiak down.
Yep.
Santos can just cruise it in. So unofficially, I have the USA on 9, the UK on 23, Sweden on 32, France on 44, and Germany on 50 in the top 5.
Yeah, so pretty much the same as last time. which ones are in the top 5 here. And Holiak down again here.
Well, he tried to do a barrel roll.
I mean, why not really? That's okay to do, I gotta say.
And he's out. He had the second fastest lap time of that race there. Consistency wins out on more often than not.
Let's see who's left here to finish.
Waiting on cuts too, yeah.
Cuts are in. Seem to...
Doesn't look like there were any.
Oh, 14 Alex
yeah.
Bustos, Clint Martin and Yannick Bloomer were affected. And Max Spokes and Jacob Hanger. Danila Chaganov and Jose Eduardo. So back in the pack there was actually quite a few guys having issues here.
Yeah, it got a little hectic there towards the end of that race.
Yep, definitely did. Let's see, we have another moto in here. Let's see if we can get the scores up and going. Put in these. Just got to open the chat up to mute the bike at least. Then we can do that. That's probably the best way to do it.
Check for guys cutting bales at the start point.
Hmm.
What is that about?
Oh yeah, I can't see that in chat.
Would guess they're talking about the
The switchbacks, I think, coming back
Yeah.
onto the start, they're cutting through those concrete barriers.
But that should show up in cuts instead, so that shouldn't really be a problem.
yeah, there's a gate right at the end of it. The lappers are always an issue in races, but seems like there might be a little extra griping about that, which is kind of fitting given the race, you know.
Yeah, I mean, in this race it's also more important to race for positions because every position gives points compared to
Yeah.
Regular nationals where only the top 20 counts.
Yeah, I was saying that during the Americas qualifier too, that there's a lot of people complaining about some of the back markers, but those guys are trying to get in for their country, so you kind of have to understand they're fighting on their own right. They're in their own little battle there.
Yep.
So it looks like, judging by the scores going into the last moto, if you factor in the drop, the USA is on 4 points. So they're going to be sitting pretty. UK on 13, Sweden on 20, and then a tie for fourth between France and Norway on 30, with the drop included, and 33 for Germany. A tie on 41 for Belgium and Switzerland. Australia on 46, Spain on 50. Estonia on 55, and then it starts going up exponentially after that.
Definitely going to be interesting to see here. I mean, I think first place is pretty much locked in. I don't think anyone's actually going to beat that. I don't think anyone can beat that at this point. Yeah. Oh, if both guys... If both would drop out, maybe.
Right. Great Britain has Fred Heather and Matt Agate going to the line against Tyson Fresquez and Hunter Root. That doesn't seem like the most ideal matchup, but if the UK can drop their 10 from Agate this round, they're really in contention, honestly, with how well Fred Heather rode that first moto. It could be interesting.
Yeah. It's going to be really fun to follow this and see. I'm trying to get my points up and sort it out. At least we can add a spreadsheet. Even if I don't really need it now, it would be nice to have it later on, already made.
So I'm assuming we're taking about 5-minute breaks between these races, so we should get the next one going here any second.
About 5 to 10 minute breaks here.
Yeah.
That's just so we can get the points up and going and
right.
announce them in chat. Can't speak apparently today.
I would say don't worry, it's early, but it's not really early where you are.
Yeah.
No, it's 5 p.m. here. But I've been stressing all morning just to make it in time here, and I came home 30 minutes before they started, and my computer was in the car, so that's how in time I was for this.
Dude, I've been stressing all morning. I was going to make it too. Since my alarm went off and I walked over to my computer, didn't think I was going to make it.
Yeah, I mean, you told me you were probably coming from Moto 2, so I was really happy to see you when you were on so early.
Yeah, well, I'm more or less doing it. Wasn't going to cover the first race with you because don't want to wake up the fiance.
Yep. Sounds like a good plan, actually.
Yeah.
You can thank whoever destroyed the water line at work for me being home early, and then someone ran over it the other night, and we haven't had running water for the past 2 days. So no bathrooms. I decided to come home early.
I can see that.
So I just saw Steven Van Elshoff in chat saying, "Please start. It's so late." Isn't it only the same time where he is right now for you? Isn't it 5 p.m.?
If he's in Netherlands, yes. So that's a weird statement. I mean, if an Australian rider would make that argument, I would be like, that's fair.
Yeah, it's late for Aussies right now. It's, I believe, past midnight at this point, so.
Probably.
That's what's unique about this event. Riders from all over the world competing, you had to find a kind of middle ground time that everybody could make it.
Yeah.
At a time that wasn't super bad for someone to either wake up very early or someone have to stay up really late. I think Australia probably got the worst end of it with having to stay up the latest.
But I would personally, I would actually prefer to stay up late than going up early, because I'm so terrible at going up early and I'm just straight up not functioning in the mornings.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, for USA's sake, I think the only person really on the sort of western side of the USA is Tyson, and he's in Utah, so he would have had to woke up at about 7 a.m., whereas Root would have been here at 9. Holiak, I believe, also was on the East Coast, so he would have been there at 9 too.
Yeah, I mean that's not too bad.
Right.
Still a bit unique. I'm not sure how many people wake up and the first thing they do is go play sim. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of them, but I can't imagine.
Depending on if I'm home alone or not, that might be what I do.
Well, just kind of a funny story. I remember back in 2012 when Team USA had Jack Roberts not show up in the MX1 class. Stephen Barrington said he was just sitting eating his cereal when they told him he was going to be on the line for race 1.
Nice.
Wasn't prepared for it.
Oh, those memories.
Good times for sure. It was a little high-stress situation for myself going into the first race thinking, oh, well, USA is going to be out already.
But luckily, you had a cereal-eating track maker.
Yep. That could have been you today, Storken. One of the Swedish riders don't show up. You're having your cereal at 4 p.m.
I mean, that's about fair. That's probably when I sometimes eat breakfast.
Yeah.
I have my teammate, Christopher Johnson, who's Ravenator on the forum. I mean, he's 30 plus at this point, so he's always complaining about me being young and waking up like 1 a.m. and having breakfast when he goes home from work.
Yeah.
Different times in life.
Matt Agate has a very important question in chat.
And that is...
Does he have time for the restroom? Although that was not the exact word he used.
Mm-hmm.
That depends on how quick he is. Also, shouldn't Valtteri Tianen been showing up at this point? Just stroke me.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that because the rest of the world team has only had really one rider show up for him, which was the last moto, the open class rider. I was really excited to see Tianen here today.
It was for sure. I mean, Tianen seemed quite excited about it as well. He wasn't too excited about not having a full team, but at least he seemed somewhat excited to just be racing.
Yeah, and I mean, he's same time zone as you, right, in Finland, so...
It might be
Not
one
like
more
it's-
hour ahead, I believe.
It's still not like it's completely outrageous for him to be here time-wise.
It will be a 6 p.m. frame, I believe, at this point.
That's a shame. I think he could have contributed to this race, at least kind of gotten in there as a spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I wish Ben McLeod for Australia would have been here as well, because he's one of the faster guys I was looking forward to see.
Yeah, I think Australia as a team kind of suffering a little bit. Stanley pulling the full haul for him in that first moto, getting inside of the top 10, but Max Spokes and Clint Martin not scoring too well. Martin, I believe, was inside of the top 15, so not too bad. But you figure Ben McLeod's here instead of Clint Martin, and they have 2 top 10 scores easily already.
Exactly.
So it looks like they just posted provisional standings in the chat, which looks pretty correct to my calculations. Actually, exactly my calculations. We're all set for this last race now.
Rest of the world.
Pending Matt Agate's bathroom break.
Pending Matt Agate's bathroom break. That is for sure.
Without jinxing anything for the team that I might be rooting for here, I think the battle we're probably looking at between teams is, those last 2 podium spots.
Yeah, that's
it's still
probably
close. Factoring in those drop scores, I mean, Sweden sitting on 20, France and Norway both on 30, and Germany on 33. But they're all fairly close if they can put some motos together here in this last one.
Hopefully I'm not timing out here.
I think we are just loading in for the warm-up lap here.
Still say Estonia has the a rider with the best name in sim. Carl Hans Bammer.
You really like that
Yep.
name.
Well, because it's Banhammer, but Hans Bammer, man. It's perfect.
I think Chica should have liked it.
All right, so it looks like
All the Fast
Team
450 guys
USA.
here.
I think USA put Tyson up the inside. I don't think it matters for either of them. Both of them are pretty good starters, Root and Tyson. So everybody else pretty much just hoping they're going to go down in those first couple corners.
Probably.
Well, this is the big boys now. Pretty much everybody in this class will be on a 450 except the few open riders that elected to ride a 250F.
Yeah. I would believe this is not maybe the most stacked classes. It's going to be interesting to see at least.
Well, you do have some of the best riders in the game currently on the track. I mean, Fjellberg back out here for Norway again.
Yep.
And of course the two American riders, and then Brett Heather, he was fourth in that first race, looking really strong. Linus Anderson used to be blazing fast, still very quick.
Yeah, he's not playing much anymore. He's picked up the playing a bit here in the later stage of the last few months. But he's been out for a long time. I mean, there's a bunch of fast Swedes that seem to have disappeared. Linus Månsson, unfortunately, quit.
Oh boy. Well, we could be seeing as well USA, regardless of if they just completely dominate this last moto or not, they could win all three motos here.
Yeah.
They certainly have the two guys on track that should and could do it.
If we look at the lineup here, who do we think could potentially win this moto? I'm obviously Hunter and Tyson, Fjellberg from Norway.
Yeah.
Well, I would think, I mean, Fjellberg, really not a good start in that first race, and then he got to Holiak and battled with him for much of that first race, beat him to the line, but then lost on cuts. So I think if Dennis could get a start, I think he'd run with those guys at least, if not get away at the front.
Probably, yeah. We have Marot as well. Now we have a few. Linus Anderson. I mean, if Anderson could just stay on the wheels and get a good start like he did last time, except being run over, he could maybe win as well.
Except for that part where he got run over.
Yeah, and the part where he hasn't played a lot, but definitely one of the top contenders in my eyes at least.
Well, we're going to find out right now. We're just 35 minutes away here from figuring out who's going to be on the podium in this thing.
Okay, so let's see. Do you have a list of the countries as it is?
Me?
Yeah. Yes,
Yes, I do.
So I could put down the top ones at least here.
Yeah, USA's on 9 without a drop, UK on 23 without a drop, Sweden on 32 without a drop, France 47, Germany 49. If you need the drop scores as well, I can give it to you. Norway is also in the mix on 30 with a drop.
Can we take it a bit slower? USA 9, UK 32, or
23, Sweden 32, France 47, Germany 49, Norway 56.
Here we go.
All right, Root up the inside. Fresquez got inside of the box. Stanley got a great jump out of the gate, though, but it's going to be Fjellberg squeezing him into the first corner and the hole shot.
Ruta Tyson fading way too wide, but both of them good up there. And that is
Yeah,
Yannick
Ruud.
Muller as well, the German up in the 4th. And that's Jacob Holgersson, the Swede, with a good start here.
Ruud and Fresquez are 2-4, so unless they go down, this is going to be a walkaway here. But this is what we wanted to see, Fjellberg starting at the front.
Yep. So
Might mix it up with these guys at least.
Yeah, pace is not an issue for him.
I mean, we have a few of the absolutely fastest guys in this one up front. I mean, we have Moreau and Fred Header good up here as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. Agat's not
Really
too far
wasn't
behind.
There really wasn't a ton of carnage in those first 2 corners. Everybody was really mindful of each other.
That's at least good for everyone that wants to have a good start. But Ruud just trying to catch on to Fjellberg here, jumping way too far on some things. Fjellberg with a mistake stands it up a bit in ruts here, going to leave the lead here to Hunter Ruud. So
Oh,
Team USA
Wow.
currently winning all 3 events here.
I think if you're Fjellberg here, you go get him right now. Let him know that you're going to be here for the race.
Preb's trying to get in his head with a bit of nice shoulder friendly touch,
Yeah.
like Jesse Mullins did in Indiana with Hunter. We just jumped into him, pushing him off the track.
Yeah. I mean, Norway in their own right is really in a good contention spot for a podium here. So, with Fjellberg running at the front.
oh! Dennis tried to run it. Sorry to set you off there, but Dennis
That's
ran
alright.
it in hot. Coming back into the first turn, caught Hunter's back wheel and went down.
Well, that's what we'd expect out of Dennis. He likes
Yeah.
to get in there. Not working out for him, though.
Getting together with Logan there, almost crashing out once again here. So he lost the spots to Logan to Jake, Dora Moreau, and Jacob Holgersson. Guess Tyson and Yannick went by as well. And even Tiz is saying Dennis quote ... in chat. But Hunter Root with the lead here, number 1 in the first place. No, nothing too strange. Number 3 in 3rd place with Tyson. Jacob Holgersson.
No,
I
looking
don't wanna-
good.
I don't want to break your heart, Stork and Linus Anderson back in 24.
Yeah, I was
He was-
about to say Sweden struggling a little bit.
Hey, I'm happy. He was in 28 just a moment ago. So
Yeah, he'll get through the field, and it's good to see that Holgersson is up front because Anderson's probably the better of them.
yep.
So if he can get through the field and Holgersson stays up here, they'll be in contention for sure.
I mean, if we would drop the Linus' score at the moment, which I believe we would, as 12 would be the worst otherwise, we'd end up with 34 points, which is not a whole lot here.
Yeah.
But where is Maggot and the Header here? So we can see where UK stands, because I believe
And that
UK...
is in 15th currently. They both just had a little separate incidents in the same section.
And
Yeah, Agate almost got landed on by Massimo Verdieri.
let's see, we have Fred in 11th as well, so UK would just be a few spots below Sweden, or a few points below. So if we-
Anderson is starting his slice through the field. He's already up to 19th.
Yep, having Rita Gasser behind him from Switzerland. In front of him we have Massimo Verdieri from Italy, Marcondes Feitosa, Fred Header, Benet Kravich. Benet unfortunately not having as good of a race. This time he's at last. Reed Young, Luca Calavero, Maggot down.
With Fjellberg running up front, Norway really needs to drop their 26, but right now they have their second guy running in the 34 spot, Andreas Bergstrom.
I do believe that Bergstrom would be able to make up a few spots, because I would also believe that Bergstrom is faster than Basso. So hopefully they'll be able to drop the worst score that they have. staying
Yeah, and just-
somewhat of the contention.
A quick GB update here. Fred Heather went down at the top of the hill, had a heck of a time getting up, and he has dropped all the way back to 18.
Behind Anderson. So that's Sweden and Great Britain going to battle, maybe for second.
Yeah, potentially. But
I wonder if they realize that.
when I did the score here, Sweden was ending up on 36, I believe, with the drop, and UK, if 11 would be their best from this one, they would end up with 34. So
Close. Oh!
Very
and then
close.
Verdieri just cleaned Heather in a straightaway.
Yeah.
rip. I just caught it in the.
Fred must be stuck on a bale. And he's back up and going now.
How do you get the rider POV when spectating?
Oh, no,
Basically,
Fred.
just pressing the tab button.
Oh,
This
Fred.
is what it looks like on the ground, unfortunately, for Fred Header here.
Oh,
But he'll
man.
pick it back up. I mean, he'll probably end up within the top 10 regardless. He's super fast.
Yeah, I know that he and Matt both were really excited for the event, so I'm sure he's putting a lot of pressure on
Oh,
himself to
down
do well. Maybe
again
just,
with
yeah,
Dodge
maybe just
Carrera.
pushing a bit much.
Linus Anderson up to 15th, so not yet able to drop a score. Linus will have to be better than 12 to be able to drop something.
Here comes Tyson onto the back of Yannick Mueller for second. Mueller's been riding great to hold him off and actually putting in some good lap times, but I think Tyson is starting to click off some of his own best times to reel him in.
Did anyone run in the 55s in that first
Hunter?
moto? Do you guys know?
Nope. It's
Yeah,
been
he's dropped a
156 as
55.9.
before. Yeah, Hunter's just stupid fast, as I like to say.
And Yannick's only 5 seconds back of him.
Yeah, Yannick's super fast, and I mean,
Yeah.
the top three seem to have been pretty consistent because Hunter hasn't pulled away. These guys are pretty much right on each other. Well, I would believe that Tyson is a bit better here, more experienced, been racing for longer, and recently got crowned the MX Simulator rider of all time. So I would expect Tyson to play the patience game here and just wait Yannick out for a mistake and then try to go away, go get Hunter.
Well, if Tyson can get around Mueller and finish second, then the USA would finish with the lowest possible score they can, and he's going to get second now as Mueller just went down. USA will be on 7 points if they finish like this.
And honestly,
So-
I don't think that's surprising to anyone given the amazing lineup USA has. I mean, they have 3 of the absolutely best riders in the game, possibly of all time, at least with Hunter and Tyson. They're really, really good and been for a long time and won a lot of stuff.
Right.
I'm not really sure if Holiak's won much of stuff, but he's super fast regardless.
Well, Holiak was on the winning MX Simulator of Nations team in 2014 with USA, so this is his second go. I think he was perfectly comfortable with the pressure of it this time around.
I mean, if it's won before, that just goes to show how good he actually is.
Yeah.
I mean, one rider can easily ruin a team. If one rider gets 30 and 40, that could easily be disastrous for any team out there. So let's see if we can
What was
find
the
a-
remind me? What was the point gap between UK and Sweden coming into this? Was it 12 or 10 about?
11-9, it seemed.
9.
9 points.
Yeah, without their drop from the last race, it was 23 and 32, but with their drop, it was 13 to 20.
Let's see, Linus Anderson up in 12th now. So Linus Anderson ties our drop score here in Sweden.
Yeah, Sweden's really pulling through right now. I mean, the British guys are struggling. I was trying to do a little bit of quick quasi-math to see, with Agate in 15th, Fred Heather still in the 20s.
So that would mean that Fred would be the worst one and would be dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And UK with 15 more would probably... They would land on 38, while Sweden will land on...
Yeah,
Let's see where Jacob is. Jacob is 7th, so Jacob
And he just goes down.
going to lose at least 2 more spots here. So at this point, if Jacob could have just stayed 4th, we'd been in a great position here in Sweden to get better place. And I mean, if Jacob could have just stayed 4th, we'd been in a great position here in Sweden to get better place. but it seems like Jacob and Linus are soon going to go at it. But Linus Anderson trying to work on Ty Smith from Canada. Oh,
Gets him.
yep. Shuts the door.
And Ty Smith is a victim of front end lock.
Yeah, that's true. So Linus Anderson now up to 11, so dropping to 12 at least, but that doesn't help much when Jacob Holgersson dropped a few spots as well. Now up to 8th. Brady Stanley that was down. Going to get caught by Linus Anderson here. And if you guys find a good battle here, let me know, because I'm trying to keep track of something that's happening at least. Preferably for overall top 5 in points.
Yeah, Agate just made a pass for 13th. He's trying to charge up. He's a second back of Ty Smith. Well, not really a second anymore. They're wheel to wheel.
Maggot's only 2 spots behind Linus Anderson here. And those are the guys currently. Oh, Matt Agate getting so close to Ty Smith there, almost getting into his back wheel. Close again, I mean, when you guys race, how much distance do you at all time want to keep to get right in front of him? What's like your comfort zone, even if there's not much lag?
Well, I would say that if you're within about a half second to maybe 3/10 of a second, it's tough to follow someone into a line.
Yeah, I would say I would always like to keep preferably 10 feet, but at least 6 feet probably. Oh,
Yeah.
Matt just goes over the
Matt.
bars. And probably going to
And
miss
see,
some
that
time
was a
again.
case of exactly what you were just talking about, right? He was just on the tail of the guy in front of him. Probably didn't want to follow him into that far inside line, so he had to take one he hasn't, put a ton of time into, and it kicked him.
And Matt actually going to claim that timing gate. I don't know if it would have been better to just go and get a few second penalty than go around all the way back there.
Yeah, he's dropped to 17th. That'll change up the points.
Where's Fred Header? Fred Header is 21st. Up in the front here we can still see Hunter Roots, closely followed by Tyson Fresquez here. Tyson with a 156 and Hunter with a 155, both .9s. Then is Fjellberg in third, not too far behind. Mueller right behind Fjellberg. Let's see, Germany currently at 39 points. The worst is 16th before. Oh, Fjellberg down, so Fjellberg going to lose to 4th place. Marat in 5th. But I believe France is more or less out of this one at this point, unless Sweden and UK really start to drop the anchor. So let's see, Jacob
What was Sweden's drop coming into this?
12, and we
12.
have 8 and 10 for the moment.
Yeah.
So we'll drop to 12, I believe, then. I must say I'm really impressed by Jacob Holgersson. I haven't seen much of him. I know he's fast and been fast in the European scene, but I didn't know he was this fast. And we have Brady Stanley really putting the pressure on Linus Anderson for top 10 here. I have a question for you, Callan, that's been around the very competitive scene for a long time. Do you know if any country has so far pulled out 7 points in a destination event?
7 points? I don't believe so. Could be wrong there.
Yeah, I have no clue. I'm so lost on this. And Linus Anderson unfortunately makes a mistake, going to let Brady Stanley by there. Anderson able to not go off the bike at least, so quickly up and going again. Jacob Holgersson, solid 8th place. And Logan T and Dora Moreau. 6th place goes to number 6. Andrew Santos, 34, nicely going almost into the other guy. Just try and try and try again, Luis. Track making is hard, but once you figure it out, it's so much fun. It's quite easily, honestly. Moreau with a nice inside line.
Taking a look at the scores as they run with the drop, Sweden actually on 38, UK on 40, France on 48.
Whoa, go Sweden! Just kidding. I mean, it's nice to see our riders do good and rip everyone that used headphones. That's probably the first time I ever sounded excited about something as well. I mean, I feel excited. I have had a smile on my face through the whole stream, except when I had to sit in Excel and do scores. But I probably sound exactly the same as usual.
Don't worry, leave the scores to me. I got this.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. Jacob Holgersson trying to put pressure on Logan T here for Belgium. Having a lapper behind him. It looks like he's making up time as we speak to Logan. Santos all over Dorian's back here. Mueller not that far in front of them. Hunter and Tyson 1-2 still. Still
Holgersson did go down.
Still around 3.
I don't think he's going to lose a spot.
Fjellberg with a bunch of riders around that area. Let's see, it should be Jannik Mueller coming by here. Who do we have here? We have Dorian Moreau. 5th place, I believe. Looking for the next rider in the line here. Andrew Santos, 36. Logan T. Jacob Holgersson, 31. I believe that's a lapped rider. Should have been Max Prokop. 24 of Maxim Vanderbeek. Lapped Brady Stanley, Linus Anderson. Number 61 going down, and that's number 15. Not sure who those are. Number 15 going down once again, unfortunately for him. That's Tristan Bodrams. Might be Sting. Number 4, that is Binu Kravich. 12. Oh, Matt Agate going down once again.
Yeah, that's exactly what we talked about earlier in the same spot. You know, he went over the bars when he took that secondary line. He decided to follow that time and ran into the back wheel.
I mean, Matt really has to be more patient, I think, with the guys in front of him.
He was following, I'm not even sure who that rider was. He was following him for quite a while. Or he might have gotten a little frustrated and probably just didn't want to go in that line that kicked him over the bars last time.
Yeah, I mean, he should find a new spot to make passes on. Anything but that seems to work for him.
His teammate Fred Heathers picked up the pace though. He's up to 16th finally.
Almost to the top 15 here.
Yeah.
Did I miss Fred? Yes, Fred. Following Jannik Bloomer from Germany. Fred actually up to the back of Matt Agate here. Oh, Matt goes down. That's unfortunate. I think there was a left rider who was down. And
Fred is on a charge.
Yeah, Fred just launched past Yannick there like nothing. Oh, it looked like Fred was going over the bars, but that was just the perspective of the camera. I say Fred Header has a really nice gear there with the flag on the back. Almost looks like a whole flag, the way it's laid out. Linus Anderson trying to work on Maxime Van Der Beek for 10th. I believe he's done that for a while. Or old Brady Stanley going down, so that's going to allow both Anderson and Van Der Beek to close up quite a bit. He's down in a bad spot as well. Right.
Jacob Holderson's trying to make a move in for 6th.
Oh, he actually got 6th place.
That was a good move.
Looked like, oh, then he immediately stands it up in a bad way. And that's Santos as well. So Santos, unfortunately for Team Sweden, got around. Oh, getting legs off. So Holgersson in total made up 1 position on that. Could have gotten 2, but sliding out again, and he realized calm his nerves.
Ooh.
Do not drop the anchor this time, please. I mean, Sweden could win this, or win second place. I guess that's almost a win here, with USA just ripping. A left rider almost claiming Santos as victim. Brady Stanley, Maxime Van Der Beek, and here's Linus Anderson still battling with Van Der Beek. Fred Header a bit behind Reed Young here.
Oh, Linus. Left rider coming back onto the track, front wheel high, nearly cleaned him out.
Yeah, Supercross is going to be really interesting this season. A lot of team switching going on, and I assume we're talking about real life. Probably going to be Dundee, Tomac, and Roxon up there. Perhaps Anderson and Moose Queen too. Maybe Webb. So let's see. Holgersson finally got 6th place. No, that's was not the rider on the ground, but 7th place.
Yeah, he's still in 7th.
So let's see what Brady
So if
Stanley.
Sweden finishes where they are now, we'd be adding 6 to their score, yeah, because it's 11 and 7, but they dropped their 12, so we'd be adding 6 to theirs. Where is GB? Fred Heather is in 14th.
UK back ahead of Sweden by 1 point on my calculations.
It is close.
Brady Stanley getting squirrely, but so fast, trying to catch Andrew Santos for an 8th place. Behind him we should have a battle here between Van Der Beek and Linus Anderson. Just a bit of gap, roughly over a second. Wonder if that's Mike Moyner. I believe it is, being a lapper at the moment, sandwiched in between these two guys. Going off to the side, nice respectful move. Let's go up and give the guys in front of us some love. Hunter Witt with a 1:55.9 fastest lap time. Tyson with a 1:55.8 actually. So both US guys running 1:55s this race. I mean, these guys are just outstanding. So good, but Fjellberg is 35 seconds behind. So Norway not going to have the result they probably hoped for. Bergström in 22nd place, going to drop the 26 to 22. Mueller's on the back of Fjellberg as well, so really impressive Mueller how good he could stay on Dennis here. Moreau 5th, so finally having a good race here. Logan T followed by Jacob Holgersson, a bit of gap in between them. Brady Stanley followed by Linus Anderson that washes out, and that's going to give the position to Andrew Santos. And I would believe that's Van Der Beek behind him, so Sweden currently getting a 10th instead of an 11th. Could have had could have had ninth. I don't know.
Right now it's UK on 37, Sweden 38, France 47, Germany 53, with Norway on 55 behind them. Bergstrom is up to 21st for Norway right now.
So that could be a battle between Germany and Norway, if I'm right.
Yes.
Let's hope that that happens. It would be really interesting to see another battle here. We have 5 minutes roughly, plus 2 minutes to go before this whole event is over. Unfortunately, it's been a lot of fun to see. So Jacob
If Great
really...
Britain pulls out this second place, a lot of accolades need to go to Fred Heather, man. It was a tough start to this one for him. It's not over by any means. But he just all of a sudden, that one lap when we switched over to him, flew through the pack.
Tyson has around 35 seconds over third. Got question in chat. So Jacob Holgersson finally really close to Logan Tchek, or Tchek. Logan T here. Different lines, looks like they work about equally. See who can get a drive down the hill, looks like they're landing about equally here.
Now as they run, UK and Sweden are tied. But I think Sweden would get it on the drop.
Yeah, Sweden picked up when Andrew Santos must have gone down. Brady Stanley is not far behind or far ahead of Linus as well. And actually, as we speak, they probably switched, but Logan in front of Jacob here. Jacob to the inside, not able to make it happen. I mean,
It was a good battle.
do you see the bikes here? For Sweden and Belgium? Because both both are running Hondas with obviously red and having the flag on the plates. It's actually quite hard to tell the difference if I have to be that guy.
Well, I'm watching it, so if you get confused, you just ask me.
I think at least
And they all
Logan's-
look orange to me.
Oh, probably screen settings, I guess. But these guys are going at it hard. They've been going at it for a long time as well, and that guy just went straight up the berm. But I mean, that was a respectful move as well. Didn't take one down. Jacob almost getting around there. I really hope they don't come together soon, crashing out both of them. It's been a good battle to watch here for sure.
Yeah, it
Number-
has.
Number 60 getting lapped as Vladimir.
And Logan went
Vlahovic.
down, by the way. So Jacob has 6th.
Oh, I missed that.
Right as soon as you switched off, I think.
Probably. Or I think it went off screen because I didn't see him on the ground.
Hmm.
Or just looked at my other screen. So Jacob Holgersson up to 6, but Dora Moreau is 25 seconds up ahead. I don't think that's...
Yeah, and just
Possible,
ran a
possible.
156.8.
Yeah, probably not going to happen. Logan might be having his hands full with Brady Stanley soon. Maxim Vanderbeek, followed by Linus Anderson. Linus Anderson unfortunately dropped a position here. But that's good for Vanderbeek and Belgium as Logan's right up in front of them. Belgium hasn't had too bad finishes. Nothing over 18 is the worst score so far, so not too bad for Belgium. Andrew Santos
And-
behind him, getting lapped by Tyson. No, Hunter. So Linus should soon be lapped. He already have the blue flag occasionally.
Fred
Yes.
Heather has 2 positions right in front of him he could pick up.
Beanie Kravitz battle with Reed Young. Oh yeah. see, I think that's Mike Moyner. Nicely not getting anyone's way. Having Bini Kravitz so close to him. It's interesting to see how they're taking different lines down that hill, trying to avoid or find the smoothest line through the bumps.
Yeah.
Close together in the air there. Where's Matt Agate? Matt's actually 15th. But what's Britain's drop score? It's currently 10th.
10, I think?
Yes. Have to pick it up more than if they wanna be able to drop that 10. Oh, both guys crashing. But neither of them went off the bike, so that's good. Let's hope Matt can stay on the wheels here, avoid the lapper. Seems good so far, taking it nice and slow, not leaning too much forward. Looks like Anderson went up around Vanderbeek, but Santos picked up the position instead.
Yeah, those guys are all wheel to wheel.
And Stanley has picked up the position on Logan, so this is closer. This could potentially be the battle as well for who gets second place in this event. So right now it seems like USA got the first place locked in here, obviously, with the exceptional ride. So the battle here is really for second and third place, it seems. Kellen, how is France doing in the position standings here? Are they close to Sweden?
France is on 48, so they are not going to contend, I don't think.
Oh no!
Oh,
Linus going
Linus.
down, catching the back wheel there. Vanderbeek is going to go past. Reed Young is too far behind.
Yeah, he's too far back.
So Sweden now up to down to 11th with Linus here. How is that affecting Callum?
I am updating. Hang on.
Perfect.
Ellen Brower, the human calculator.
Having a bit of
UK and Sweden still tied, so Sweden gets it on the drop.
Oh, that's without the drop actually. They're tied. Or
No, they're tied with the drop on 37,
Yeah.
but their drop score is Sweden has a drop of a 12, which is better than right now UK on 15 with their drop, Red Heather.
Yeah, so they win the tiebreaker.
okay. Oh, Maxime Vanderbeek having problems. That's going to allow Linus Anderson to pick up a bit here. But let's find a battle. Logan could battle Hunter if he wanted to. I hope he chooses not to. Dorian battles Lappers. Fjellberg.
Man, Matt Agate got past Fred Heather. That
Yeah,
ran
I
a
don't think-
2:22.
Great Britain's not going to do any better here. They're way behind Benoit Krawick. Like 17, 18 seconds, both of them.
Hunter's opened up
So-
a 19-second gap here.
As long as Anderson and Holgerson don't lose a position, they'll tie with Great Britain and beat them on the drop.
But
The potential spoilers: Brady Stanley in 7th place, only 3 seconds back of Holgerson. And Reed Young 17 back of Linus Anderson, so you'd think that he would be able to ride that one home.
oh, Anderson going down at that same spot again here. Not his spot on the track, gotta say. But how is the British guys doing? They're back. They're having each other's next in position. But Bino is quite
User in your channel timed out.
far ahead, so that's probably not going to have them. Who timed out here?
That was Kellen.
Oh, too bad. Technical difficulties all day long. That's why we don't have the points on the screen. Could be a thing, or we just don't have that available.
And Stanley's closing the gap to Holgerson here.
2.3 seconds, that's not that far. And Hunter Root is about to take the victory here. Let's see when Hunter Root
User
takes
joined your
the
channel.
win for Team USA with a nice flare variation.
So quite literally, we are about to watch Jacob Holgersen and Brady Stanley battle it out. They're the last two riders on the track to finish a lap.
Ride or die, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if the points are still, I'm not sure where the GB guys are, but if the points still as it is,
Wow.
as Kellen said, as long as they don't lose one position.
Look at the lap times. Tyson with a 1:53.7 the last time around, and Hunter
Wow.
with a 1:54.7. That's absolutely impressive. So USA absolutely dominating this, and Dennis Fjellberg is actually going to catch Jake Mueller here. Mueller down with the lapper. But I would say that the battle to watch would be between Brady Stanley and Jacob Holgersson, because that might be for second overall here. Even though
And Agate got within 1.8 seconds of Krawick over the line. That might be something that could be factored in with cuts.
yeah, definitely, that's not a lot here. And Jacob Holgersson and Brady Stanley is back to back here. Brady Stanley getting the back to drive, Holgersson able to close it off. And this could be cuts as well. So if they finish
Yeah.
this close, this could obviously go down to cuts here. And at least Agate has 30 seconds down to the guy behind him. So he's not going to have to worry about cuts, probably.
Oh, coming down to the line here. Oh, he launches
Stanley!
Launch. That was a very nice launch, but unfortunately I think... Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Wow!
But it's still
What's that?
0.8 seconds, so that could come down to lappers as well. Let's go and see who that
Wow.
was. Yeah, that was...
30
And Holgerson does get the spot on cuts. Whew.
That
So-
was
Escaped with that one.
Cavallero.
Let's see, did... no. Krawick held off Heather and Agate. So that's it.
Yeah,
Sweden
but-
gets second. Great Britain third.
Is it a tie or is it points?
It's a tie.
And then Sweden
Wow.
gets it on their lowest score out of any score, or the drop score?
They should get it based off of their it goes to moto wins, but since USA won all 3 motos, then it would be based off of their worst score, which was their drop. And Great Britain drops a 15, Sweden drops a 12, so Sweden will get second.
I mean, this
About
has
as close
been-
as it gets.
Do you have the top 5 as well available?
Yeah, top 5 looks like USA on 7. United
Oh my
Kingdom
god, Hunter Root did not just land that. Oh my god. He jumped over and through the house, was completely backwards and not the whip kind, like you slide out and he landed that. Oh my god, what a way to end this. Now I would please like to hear the top 5. Sorry for cutting you off.
Yes, USA on 7, Sweden on 37, United Kingdom also on 37 and third, France 4th on 48, and Germany 5th on 52.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, thank you for that. That was... I mean, this was some of the best racing I've probably ever seen in sim here. Just... Yeah, Stan and Holgersson are going to change positions here. 18 and 19 of Marcondes and Luca. A bunch more down the line here.
And all 3 class winners were the USA guys, correct?
Yep.
Obviously, Hunter won.
Hunter...
Yes, by the looks of it. Hunter definitely won his class, Tyson won too. Yeah, he won his class. And Holiak going 2.5. I'm not seeing any 250 rider better than that.
Oh wow! This
Yeah.
was such an action-packed here. And, I mean, really good. I also really want to thank you guys for coming in here and joining me. And I know it's way earlier for you than for me, so really appreciate you guys coming in and bringing the action with me here. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate you inviting us in.
Yeah, thank
man.
you. Wow.
And yeah, unofficially, looks like all three of USA's rider won the individual honors. Holiak going 2.5 beat Linz's 7.2, Root going 1.1, and Fresquez going 1.2.
Wow, I mean, I must say, USA dominated this whole thing. That was really amazing to watch, I gotta say.
Yeah, I think we knew that coming in, though. On paper, it didn't look good for anybody else, and everybody else, I think, was just kind of hoping for maybe some bad luck out of the USA. But not today.
Not today. Today was USA's time to shine. Too slow to come up with it. But I mean, all credit to the United States of America, really putting down the best riders in the gate, putting down the best performance. I mean, they won. They were best, no questions asked. I gotta give it up to Jacob Holgersson for holding up Team Sweden as well. I was really impressed by his performance. And Matt Agate that just turned pro this year. I mean, put down a great ride as well. So did the whole UK team. I mean, it's a shame that we didn't get to see maybe all of the best riders like Victor Nycott, Alexis Leclerc, Ludwig Boden for Team Norway.
Yeah, and we talked earlier about Tianen not being here, and how that might have factored in.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not sure we could have asked for better racing though. I mean, coming down to a tie.
Yeah.
Insane.
Only if it wasn't for those damn Americans.
I think they should be fired.
They're the worst.
Oh, I mean, this was a lot of fun. It's probably the best stream of the year here. Having a lot of fun, a lot of good action, and team spirit as well. Coming together like nothing else.
And a little bit of math on top of everything.
Oh no,
Yep.
don't do math. Don't do math, kids. I mean, I'm the worst multitasking. I can literally talk and I can't see what's going on my screen while staring at it. That's how bad I am. So I'm really thankful that Kellen did the math here for us. Wow.
Yeah, no problem.
So yeah, I think this is going to conclude the stream. We have the winners, USA crowned. I don't know how protests would potentially factor in, but I guess this is unofficially without even considering protests. So I'm going to end it here, and thank you guys for joining. Really happy that you could join here. And thanks everyone who tuned in. This will go up to YouTube as usual. And thanks everyone that rode. Really impressive. So anything you wanna say or shout out before we end it?
Appreciate you having me, man. That was a fun time.
Kalin, anything you wanna say?
I just want to say thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun, and again, congrats to Team USA coming out on top.
Congrats to your country. You was clearly better than mine. Seriously, really good racing.
Hey, well, our countries went 1-2, so
Yeah,
end of the day, it's all good.
And people calling me sandbagger in chat. I don't know why, but apparently. Well, I guess I should quit. Yep. So thank you guys for tuning in, and this is the stream.